Well, howdy, howdy, folks. It has been a hard to get started this morning. Can't imagine why. Maybe something to do with everything's too early. Good morning, Jeff and Kevin. The wind is up today here, so I'm going to close some things down. I got both burners going right now to heat up the forge. I'll be turning one of those off here in a second. When last we met, let's see if I can actually get this to where I can see what I'm looking for. I want this one. How do I tell it which one I'm looking for before I transition? Okay, now I got to see what you guys are seeing, because now I realize that's, yeah, there we go. There's my preview. Now I need my preview to be, I'm learning how to use this tool a little more. So let's see if I can do this. I want this here to be my Canon. Cool. Now I can go in here and do sources, and I can talk about this. Yeah, everything, I'm just a little bit behind in getting everything going this morning. Hey, look at that. It's all coming together. Coo, coo. That looks about right. We'll figure it out in a second. Figuring stuff out. Hey, Shane. Hey, Jurgen. Thomas. Hello, Lovey. My beautiful wife. Yeah, having this forge in here is definitely going to make the Smithy warmer. We'll go off and close that. We don't need that. When last we met, I was getting ready to start, well, I was in the process of working this. Let's go ahead and get my camera doing what it's supposed to. Back to controls, turn off studio mode long enough. We'll go ahead and swap over to that. Focus on in. Wrong way. We're working on getting this to be a twist that looks kind of neat. We'll see if it actually works out or not. All right. So, my morning start, having to get my donkey from the neighbor, and winter is back at 26. Ick. Yeah, we're supposed to be in the 70s, I'm shocked to say, by the end of the week. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, it's a real load off my mind that I don't have to worry about what has been my full-time job for the last few weeks anymore, and nothing like an unpaid internship, right? All right, we're going to go here. We're going to go ahead and put this back into the fire. Morning, Rob. Love you too, love. We're going to continue and finish off the stake flipper today for the railroad spike. And I'm going to get another one going. Can't really have too many stake flippers, right? Somebody will want one. And as I do more of them, I'll get better at them. And since it's a propane forge, I can put the next one in there and get working on that. Two-tonging it. What was the message? Let me scroll back. Thomas said, okay, so it was too long, it got popped off. It says, my morning start with having to get my donkey from the neighbors, and winter is back for today, 26 this morning, and tomorrow is going to be in the 50s. Actually, you're right, Thomas. Good. Thank you for the reminder. I have some ideas about that. I have some ideas about that. But yes, it would be a good thing to do that. I have seen a couple different folks do boot scrapers before. I know what they look like. Yeah, I don't, this whole daylight saving, just leave it at daylight saving for me. Sunrise was starting to happen around 6:30 in the morning for me. Now it'll be back to somewhere around 7:30. $201 days. I got to get my time off scheduled immediately as soon as starting the new job so I can do that trip. All right. Let's bring this over here. Put that in there. Ah, that's right. I was supposed to bring a pipe wrench out here, wasn't I? Oh well. It is a neat looking twist. To me, anyway. All right, let's pull it off there. Give it a brush. fly right out of my tongs if I'm not careful. I think I'll put it back into the fire and twist this up a little more up in here. All right. Hey, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate the like button. Yeah, technically, I think this is the worst day of the year. Because I have to get up, I got pollen in the air, my eyes are all crusty and itchy, and everybody's telling me it's an hour later than I feel like it is. How did I end up on that one, dummy? We're already started, not starting. All right. That's interesting. Oh, that's paper. Got it. All right, let's do this real quick while I'm waiting for that to warm up to where I want it, which isn't actually taking nearly as long as I figured. Let's go ahead and blunt hammer. Hammers are good. We're just going to go right here real quick and blunt the end of this railroad spike. Set it right back into itself. Okay, that which was a fairly sharp taper is now pushed back into itself. And that way, I can draw out the rest of this to about the same thickness. Start thinking about how I turn that into a boot scraper. All right, other piece of iron. Now this area that's super thick at this point may still twist, but the other stuff's really thin, so I don't think it's a real problem now. Somebody had said, I think it was Yamez had said in one of his things about twisting stuff that has a great, is of different thicknesses. You want to start up at the thickest area, so start your twist down low to get the result you're looking for. So I should have remembered that earlier, but I think I recovered on this one pretty well. Alright, I think we're done with this twisting business. That looks about like what I want. The twists look fairly regular. What I see here is this looks like it's a bigger cross section. but otherwise the twists look fairly regular to me, so I'm happy with that. Tongs. All right, warm it up, straighten it out. Go ahead and do this. Switch to this. I do like the studio mode. I'm glad my son showed it to me. All right. And then we hit this nifty transition. It's like it was meant to be there. Focus isn't quite right though, is it? There we go. All right, let's see what new messages have come in. This one is one that I saw Thomas done. What did I see him do it on? I can't remember what it was done on, but it was basically a rounded stock. You flatten the opposite sides, two sides on it, and then give it a twist. And it's a very subtle twist when it's all said and done, but I thought it looked good and I wanted to give it a try. He started with round stock and just flattened. I started with the spike and rounded it up and then flattened it. Yeah, there's nothing about this forge I'm complaining about yet. All right, let us all my tongs are over here, dummy. Lumpy bumpy on both sides because I used the Hoffy technique to use the edge of my hammer. Smooth it out. Work on getting the cross section back to where I want it. There we go, and back into the forge. Time to put in some hearing protection. Yes, it's a Whitlock forge hammer. They're Hoffy style hammer. A little longer handle than Hoffy normally talks about, but that just means I choke up a little. Tongs. All right. And get a rawhide out. Yeah, I do like this twist. I thought it looked neat, and I'm not disappointed. So that's nice and straight now. Let's see if I can keep a hold of it while I give it one more brush. That's one more thing I need to do. I need to heat it up one more time so I can bring it over and give it a wallop for the old touch mark. All right. Yeah, Robert, you got one of the Whitlock hammers too, huh? I like it. I wanted to be able to try out all these various hammers that I saw, and, you know, draw my own conclusion as to which one I like the best. And the fact is, I don't have one I like the best. I like each of them for various reasons. All right. Tongs? Nope, wrong tongs. Getting nice and hot for a touch mark. Let's find the touch mark. Come on. You know it's here, right here somewhere, Jack. There it is. Touch mark. Go over and Smithy, and we'll do that. Set up for that shot. Set a bit. All right. Let's go ahead and transition over there. Bring this hot metal over there. Wrong hammer anyway. Let's get a heavier hammer. Yep, that's it. There we go. Nice. All right. I didn't want that thumb to go another day unbruised anyway. All right, with that in mind, let's go finish up the other end. I hope the forge isn't so loud as to be annoying. from what is hurt. Good job. Oh, time for a drink. Take this square bit here, knock off the corners. On the ground again. I really have to do something about these tongs. Let's take a break and do something about these tongs. Set this hot piece over here. We'll put the tongs in the forge. Yeah, I got some swelling going on in that thumb. That's lovely. All right. Let's go back to here, here, yeah, because we're done over there. You guys didn't know it. I was too busy just doing, not showing. All right. Let's see if that focus is right, huh? That looks pretty good. Hey, Drew. Thanks for jumping on here. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this whole studio mode, and I think I just keep accidentally hitting the wrong button on my Stream Deck. You just found out about it, Drew. Well, I'm glad to see you here now. Misspelled Mr. Brunel's name, huh? All right. This thing is too wide. So we're doing that. We're gonna get this right, big nabbit. That. Ugly pair of tongs, one of the first I've ever made off of blacksmith blanks. And at this point, not blacksmithing blanks, apologies. Roy, I don't mean to call you out in a time when it's not your product, though you should probably consider making your own tong blanks. And if you do, then I need to go and look at your site a little more. Let's see if we can make these things a little less ugly, a little bit more fit to form. Put it back in there. Let's first cool off the hot end. I mean, not the hot end, but the end I'm holding. All right. Back into the fire. Almost there. But I never went back to do anything with these things to make them a better tong. I think I did actually try once. My skill wasn't very high yet then. It's getting a little bit better now. Yeah, a bucket full of spikes, but no tongs for holding them, huh? Well, as long as you're not trying to hold them by the head of the spike, pretty much any tong will do. But so you're trying to hold them by the head of the spike. I think, to me, it seems like the better ones are, and I'll probably make a pair of them at some point, are the ones that have two loops. Let me switch to the Smithy mode. They have two loops that come together when you pull the reins, and the loops pinch the bulges either on the top and bottom or the sides, depending on how you're holding it. And I think that they would give me a better grip. I'm not sure. These aren't bad, but they aren't great either. We're getting there. All right. Let me see. How am I going to get? This is where I need the extra party tool. Not bad. You guys aren't seeing us anything about what I'm doing. It's very difficult to get any kind of. Let's try it here. There we go. There we go. And it gotten bent up just a hair. Now it's not. Get that down a little bit. And now I think I have room here to do something with the spike. Quickly find out. Nope. They're too close together at the moment. And this one is the one that's in the wrong place. Don't take much. Real close. All right, that's better. Cool them off. For anybody freaking about cooling off my tongs, I don't use any kind of spring steel or anything like that, so cool them off is not going to bother me. There's a Smith out there that makes a pair of tongs out of a there we go. Thin it out just a little bit, pre-form it. As even though I have fullers to pull it in one direction, to spread the metal in one direction, it does seem to go just a little bit in the other. All right. That's good, that's good. Now we can go back to the got a little twist going on there. So go ahead and hit it on the corner. It'll deform just a hair, but it'll also pull the twist out and we'll smooth this deformation. All right, that's better. Back into the heat. And yes, that was a much better hold on the spike. So we'll continue with that. One of the best things about being a smith is we get to make our own tools, and that includes remaking them. All right, scrolling back. Elfbert said, I got a pair of tom tongs for the spikes. I need to modify them though. I need to beat on the other side of the spike. The spike just slips out after the first hit. Yeah, that's exactly what I was dealing with these. And I think I have now reworked them enough to accomplish the holding on part, which is, of course, you know, the utmost purpose of a pair of tongs. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You get the right size chain links, it should work. Jeff said, in case it pops off, not all spike heads are the same, depends on how they're beat up when first installed on the railroad. All right. Let's go ahead and dig out another spike and we can start doing the same thing with that one, because I'm going to need at least 2 of these, if not 3. Thomas, if you're out there, still listening, am I allowed to use a welder in this process? If not, I'll prepare for a forge weld. Oh, come on. I need to adjust these just a little bit more, it appears. Let's just leave this over here for a second. I need to spread the forks, if you will, on this tong. Doesn't want to let go very well. No electric welder, got it. I didn't think so, just wanted to make sure. Quick, give that a love tap, second love tap, that's better. Let's go ahead and see if this wants to grab now. Yes, it does. Okay, we're going to cool it off. And I just realized I still had another piece I need to put back in the fire. So let's do that. Back in the fire. Let's grab this one. Oh yeah. Okay, this tong works much better now. Back over here. Still pops out when you flip it over, but that's not surprising. All right, back into the fire. This one back out of the fire. All right. Make that transmission really nice and round looking. Start carrying that down. Bit of a facet there. We're going to work on getting that out of there. Good, good, good. Back into the fire. I love being able to keep working two pieces non-stop. I missed that. Don't get me wrong, we will return to the Whitlock Forge. I got so much spare fuel lying around on my property, it's ridiculous. Wood, that is, not coal. In the summer, it'll probably be nicer to work in that forge than it would be in this gas forge anyway, with this wonderful heat source just pounding me on the back. And there we go. Go ahead and get it flipped over. Hold it the other way. Work on making sure it's not all twisted. There we go. Back into the fire. Hello, Bruce. My shop dog's in here with me. Finish this all up real nice. All right. Let's take a short chat break. The day as Batman Jack was great. I even took an interview while I was out and about on one of my days. The Batman Jack day was good, but it was kind of more mobbed than we anticipated for a Sunday. So we never did find ourselves a good spot to stop and do a short live stream. But I've got some photos I'll get posted up. and I'll cross share it over to the Jack Pines Blacksmithing on Facebook. So it was a good event. A lot of good cosplay, a lot of neat art. That's what I go for, is the cosplay and the art. Bought a couple of tabletop role-playing games. So one of them is based off of a series called Girl Genius, and it's GURPS based, and the other one is a D20 version of Shadowrun, basically Cyberpunk. They won't say they're Shadowrun, but a Cyberpunk game. So start having some game nights once or twice a month so we can enjoy playing that. Yep, that's what I'm working on. Definitely, I'm all about the scroll work, so I just now have to think about how I'm going to do it. I just came up with the answer. Now I know for a fact I'm going to need 4 spikes to do what I'm thinking of. Yep. That'll work out nice. Okay, and it'll be the first time I do any joinery. So that'll be cool. I mean, joinery that isn't for a pair of tongs, that is. So that will be cool. No, it doesn't have to be videos. Nobody has to do this on video, Rob. But when you're done, you do have to, of course, show your work. The only other rule, in case you didn't catch it, is no electric welding. Okay. And I won't say that I'm going to get this all done on video either, though I will try. As a matter of fact, I may even do a long form video. I've got a whole week off before I have to start work, so that'd be a good time to get it done. Instead of playing video games, I get out here into the Smithy and make a thing. But I won't live stream except on Sundays, just simply because I want to keep the schedule the way it is, not expect people to show up at odd hours. And I know there's no expectation. You guys know that, I hope. But some folks see it as an obligation they don't have, I think. And I thank them immensely. It really means a lot you guys show up as consistently as you guys do. Just because it's always fun to have, you know, you can party by yourself, but it's always more fun to have friends to party with. I met Smith in the area just this weekend, and he's selling mead at an event at an outlet mall near here. We bought some of his mead, and I invited him to come and join the live stream. He wouldn't be able to do it today because the event, but hopefully he can drop in here at some point and experience all you wonderful people. Whew! You know what? That's hot. Even when you just barely touch it, that's hot. All right. Finish rounding off this piece. We'll bend it up, call it done. Pop off all that scale. That spot right there, in my eyes, looks bigger than all the rest. So we're going to give it a little extra walloping. I just realized I blew in all your ears, and now you realized it too. All right, I'm going to file the end of this before I bend it. Let's see if I can make that happen. File. There it is. There was a lot of magic wands, surprisingly, at the event this year. Made me think about the idea that maybe making some magic wands and selling them wouldn't be a bad idea. All right. The problem is this wants to bend too easily. I want to have it supported. Let's go over here to the... There we go. I don't want to file my anvil though. We'll just go over here. That's much better. Use the bastard side to take off some of this scale. I don't know why they call it that. I honestly didn't know. Files had offspring. Much less cared about their origin. Ow. Yep, I definitely did boogered up my thumb a bit. All right, and we're going to get a finer file and put a good point on there because that piece is garbage. All right. Let's get the finer file out, which is, we're going to put it, there it is. Bring it back over to you guys in a second. Moral of the story, don't hit your thumb with a hammer. Yep. And if you really need a fine point on the end of a piece of metal, don't forge it, file it. There we go. Bring it back over. Nice fine point, no splitting. Let's go ahead and heat it up and give it the proper bend. See if I can remember the proper bend this time. I think I can. Heating it up shouldn't take any time at all. a 1700 degree furnace. Okay, forge. There we go. Bring it on over to the pointy end. Let's see if I get this right. There we go. Nice little scroll there. And then we bend it down. I think my third one is even prettier than my second one, so I think I'm making improvements. There we go. Nice, nice. Let's get that little twist out of there. There we go. Okay, that one is done. I think that's a good steak flipper. Bloop, bloop. Yep, that'll flip a steak for sure. All right. Let's see if this thing is hot enough to melt wax. Actually, I want to give it a good cleaning first. $50 years ago, right? Oh yeah, I do like that. Can't wait to put my hand on it and feel how it feels in my hand. I think it'll feel better than most twists do too. Blacken it with scale. We want to blacken it with protection. So we take off the scale. This is just me gabbing about this for anybody who ever watches and wonders why I'm going through all this trouble when all I'm going to do is turn it black again. There's not a lot of people right hanging out in this panel that would wonder. They all know this. But I'm going to sell these at some point. And people might want to know something about how these things were made. So take off all the scale, because what you don't know is that that's instant rust, basically. And what we're going to do is try to protect it from rusting up. Let's grab another pair of tongs here so I can hold it from the other end. Finish off the cleanup process. Flip over the tongs. They work better that way. There we go. I found out from that Smith who's working over here, like I said, selling his needs at an event nearby, at a booth at one of these local things. Costs only about $90. So what I got to figure out is, can I make $90 worth of materials to sell with the realization that the goal for me isn't to turn a profit with these things yet being the key word. I mean, profit really isn't a high motivation for me anyway, but the real motivation is to get people to realize this art form still exists. People still do this stuff. Come hang out at the channel, learn more about the fact that this stuff is really done. if I actually do get a serious uptake in folks coming to the channel, which I don't expect, but if I do, then the way I'll deal with that is we'll end up having members only kind of channel. I get to actually decide who the members are, so that all you originals can enjoy the chat that we get to have today. And then as more people come along, in the other live stream that I'll do, I would keep an eyeball on who's the participants, who are the troublemakers. We can decide as a group whether we want that participant to be part of the gang. What say you all? I want that transition to be a little less quick. So let's see if I can figure out how to do that. It's probably about getting it deeper into the fire before I actually start hitting it. Which means flipping it around. Perfect time. All right, there's that. We now heated that up way too hot probably, so let's get it out of there. Yep. I'm going to try to use the wax to cool it off a bit, smoke myself out. The reason is I'd rather not have scale form while I'm doing this. I know it's way too hot at the moment. In case you're not aware, because I'm not showing you, duh, I am not doing this over my anvil. A lot of wax coming off of this thing. Some fire. All right, I think I've cooled it down enough so scale won't form. Now we just have to wait a minute because I got it too hot. Grab it from the other direction and see if that side's too hot or if it's just right. Ah, just right, good. And this is just beeswax. Nothing special about the beeswax. Probably shouldn't breathe beeswax. All right. That cooled just a hair. Just like a cast iron skillet, you end up with something that is seasoned. And as you own this thing throughout your lifetime, you would just keep seasoning it. Fire. Fire bad, tree pretty. So did anybody else realize that Bacchus is the god of blacksmithing, not just wine and parties? Or is it just me that was missing out on that one cultural piece of interestingness? There we go. Now we're seeing the wax run, which is good. That means it'll be able to get into the pores, if you will. Yes, there really are pores in metal. The spaces between the atoms. One side of it's still hotter than the other. There we go. Now we got a coating. I'm going to grab a pair of hot hands and wipe off the excess. And all this cloth has on it is also a food-safe oil and steel, or iron, I should say. There's some, I'm sure, some iron shavings and stuff on this. But, yep, food-safe, as in I either use, I typically use beeswax for most of my stuff, but every now and then I'll break out the linseed oil. Not boiled linseed oil. It's also known as flaxseed oil, so the health nuts out there would know exactly what I'm saying. Really good for you for the type of fat. Really good for you for the fact that its smoke point is really low. Obviously, that's not something you're going to see in blacksmithing as a concern over low smoke point, but there we go. That is a done piece. And I guess I did drip on my anvil, so we'll be dealing with that over time. Get her positioned. There we go. Go ahead and pull up to the face of the anvil. Draw back just a little. And there's the glamour shot. In the meantime, let's get this piece back into the fire. I'm wasting fire. How dare I? And we'll put this piece back into the fire. So I got 4 of these to do. I'll probably only record, I mean, other than this live stream, I'll probably only record doing one of these scrolls. There's that. Now that it's air cooled and the wax is cooled and stuff, let's see. I'll put just a little bit more of the head here. We'll just use the rag's own oils on it to just give it a little wipe. Got my nice little touch mark on there. Can you guys see that? Let's see. Let's make sure you can see it. There it is. Little mustache right there. So, there we go. That's my 3rd one done, and I think that I keep improving each time I do them, so I like it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a dunk so I can get that feel in my hands. I really want to get my hand on that twist and feel how it feels. I'm impatient. All right. And The answer is it feels really good in the hand. I mean, your fingers want to just go around the same direction as the twist is going. I need to do a left-handed version of this thing. Thumb wants to sit right in here where the curve comes around. Feels really good. So I like it. All right, let me put that in my bag so I take it in with me. And let's continue working on this boot scraper, eh? After a short pause for a sip of liquid. Well, I mean, I'll be fair. To be fair, I did that. I did most of the work on that one in part of the last live stream I did. So, but the good news is I can do 2 at a time, so I can actually, you know, feel like I'm getting them done in half the time. Hey, 100 messages. We hit that mark. Scrolling back. Scrolling back. All of you all are wonderful people. Don't dismiss yourself. Shane, if your wife tells you you're wonderful, then you best darn believer, because you're definitely wonderful to her then. Now, 50 years ago, I was 6, so I'm like your big brother, Shane. -5, Drew. Fight me. I have a sibling your age. Wow, you started forging in the 60s, Kevin? I mean, I don't mean to sound super impressed, but I'm a little impressed. Oh, you mean in your late 60s? Or do you mean you actually did forging in like 1968, 1969? I was born in 68, so. Yeah, that it comes like that with these with this brand of angle grinders, Rob. You'll never learn any younger. Yeah, that's true. No, I'm telling you, they actually thought of it, Shane. Congratulations. Color me impressed. You've just let out a secret about your very existence that you've been doing this a while. Anybody who wants to say he's not a Smith, as I've heard you do, we now know is a lying liar who lies. All right. Hammer time. All that smoke and popping is coming from the wax that I dripped on the anvil. Yay. I'll end up taking and preheating my anvil and it'll all just burn off. It's all good. All right, I like that. That's a nicer transition. Yep, nicer transition. Now I need to make 3 more just like it. So I don't when you're you know, drawing out a ward there, you're drawing out your railroad spike there, Thomas, but honestly, I want to make a thing. I don't want to prove to anybody I'm actually any good at it. Ooh. Got something hot popped up between the fingers. All right. Yep, there we go. Really decent transition. The width seems right all the way through. If I keep hitting it, I'll mess it up, so let's stop doing that. Set it over here. Grab the other tongs. Wait a minute, what time is it? Okay. We're good. Time for the other tongs again. Ornamental Iron Shop in 71 at 15. Wow. That's a long history of iron work there, Kevin. I don't know why in the world you say silly things like you're not a, you know, professional blacksmith. You may not be getting out there using blacksmithing every day in what you do, but clearly you know your way around iron, steel, doing things. I think you're just being overly, what's the word? The opposite of braggadocious. So, I feel I'm lucky to be able to hang out with a bunch of folks who actually love this craft as much as I do. When I am not doing this by trade, I am not doing anything remotely like this by trade. It's just fun for me. All right, let's see. I want to scrape that off. I know I have a pair. There we go. That'll do the trick. Let's not have any more of this hot wax popping up and landing in the middle of my fingers. And this is a bit more haggard looking piece of steel. Oh, that's right, I needed to forge in the end. Almost forgot to do that. Let's use my leg to be an anvil. That's good. Yeah, keep up the... Grab it from here. Get that whip going on. All right, let's heat it back up again. Modest, that's the word. started forging a year before he went to Woodstock. A whiteout. Ugh. I drove through one of those back in April a few years ago. It was not fun. 60-mile-per-hour winds turned me and my U-Haul trailer around. It doesn't pop off an ice anvil. Well, I got to get right on getting one of those then. I can't tell you what the temperature is right now. Now that I got a gas forge at my back, I'm sweating. It's a warm place to be now. Come out here when it's in the teens again. We'll see how it does. That and the fact that I can keep working. If I don't close my exercise bars today, I don't know how I would ever close them. Good. Come on, let go. Here we go. Flip it over. Smooth it out. Back into the fire. I'm basically doing Thomas's challenge, just different. There we go. Get that wax off there. Pop out on the ground. Enjoy your drink. All right. we go. Getting there. If I really wanted to be at full production mode right now, I'd put another one in there. How do I feel about that? 30 more minutes of full production mode. I can do that. Well, you know, I get what you're saying there, Kevin, but I also don't have, how could I put it? I don't have 20, I think it's 25 years of big data cloud development experience either. But over the course of 50 years, I developed all the skills necessary to have, 25 years of software engineering skills that I apply to big data development. So here you go. All right, we're getting there. I'm going to go a little bit thinner out here. Oh, and I think it was Rob, if you're still in the stream, I just want to say thank you for trying to jump in there and help me find my next role. I did find my next role, and that I'm happy about. It'll be with a whole new team that I've never worked with before. That'll be new. It's been a few years since I've done that. I finally have to get back out into the world again. That's a good thing for me because I've been kind of avoiding it. Let's go ahead and get that hot again. Let's go ahead and get this one blunted. There we go. That's what I'm shooting for. Popped out on the ground. Time for another drink. Into the fire. All the more indication that it was time to get back into the fire. All right. All right, let's set that there for a second. Grab the other one. Figure out how close we are. I need to be thinner. Okay, I got to squeeze another inch out of there. I got plenty of mass to do that with. Okay, I can do that. Let's go ahead and mark this on my anvil so that I won't have to keep bringing it over here. Where'd you put your crayon, Jack? There it is. I'm going to go to there. I'll put the mark here just in case it disappears. On the front of my anvil here. And then I'm going to go here, mark that. So I've got some clue how it needs to be there. Okay. Good, good. Put that one back out of the way. That one back in the forge. Set that aside. See why oh, that's right. I was supposed to actually put my watch on the charger this morning and forgot to. This out and start thinning things down. All right, back into the fire. Back out of the fire. Let's go over here and do. All right. That's coming along nice. We don't have to be so aggressive at this point. So, move to the horn. Nice, nice. All right, how we doing? We got ourselves just under a ½ inch out of that, so let's do it again. We'll bring you over to enjoy part of that show. There we go. This one I still need to be aggressive with, so. here and clean it up a bit while still getting a little more. There we go. Come on, there we go. Just have to be smarter than the anvil. That's my own challenge. Be smarter than the anvil. Almost there, we got about a 1/4 inch more to go. And I need to taper in the end there a little bit. So let's get some of it out of there, because I have a suspicion. Let's see here. That's about right. Put it in there. Taper out that end. We'll smooth out everything else. I bet we get the 1/4 inch we need. All right. Come on, there we go. On the ground. All right. Need to clean up that transition there. All right. Like I said, time to That's right. Whew. Hook her out. And there it is. Here's the length I needed. I'm not going to worry about doing a whole lot of cleanup right now. There's a lot more process that I have in my head as to what I'm going to do here. So, we'll just get things straight a little bit. Here we go. Let's set them sit next to each other and see if I got them close. Looks to be right where I left that other one. There we go. Yeah, that's close enough. I can definitely do what I want to do with these. Cool. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get this one done. Go. Grab. All right, there we go in there. We're getting there. Got about an inch and a quarter to go there. Only heating one at a time this time because I want to actually record the last one. And I say last like I don't think there's a chance I'll end up screwing one up and having to throw it away. We'll see. My watch says it's currently 47 degrees here in, well, typical Seattle, Washington State area. So. Anvils, yeah, Alex Steel anvil, that's mine. So I'll take you into a little talk on that while I'm waiting here. What you see here is my first anvil. It's a good anvil. It's a Trenton, little 75-pound anvil. And if you look at any of my static content, and maybe even some of my early live stream content, this will be what you see me working on. But what you'll also see is the whole time I was working, the camera would shake every time I struck the anvil. And it's on a decent sized stump, not a massive stump, but a decent sized stump. But just the mass underneath it versus my hammer swings were not matched very well. And it's not like I wail. I sit at a desk all day, I don't lift weights. Well, howdy. Now I need to know who Loto is. Loto? This camera would shake every time I struck. And I was like, I really need to figure a way to be on the market for another anvil. Well, the fact is, saving up for an anvil didn't seem like something I could really do at the moment. But then Alex Steel popped up, and he's selling his anvils, and he's using a firm to do so. And basically a firm is nothing more than layaway, no interest, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, bring it on. I'll lay away that. And, months later, I have a beautiful 144, I think it is, pound anvil sitting in my driveway. And this thing has served me well ever since. I haven't had a problem with You're the no in I need to know. I've never had a camera shake problem since. I mean, I went so far as to start looking to see if there was some sort of stabilization I could do to my tripods, et cetera, et cetera. And when it was all said and done, the answer was either figure out how to make your little 75-pound anvil act like it was heavier, or get a heavier anvil. So that's what I did. And now it's a collector's edition because, you know, Alec went back home and the anvil ceased production. What am I doing? I don't need to do it so aggressively now, so let's clean that up. Let's go over here where it's less aggressive, making for less cleanup work when I'm done drawing out. Okay, we're getting there. Let's find my offset again. There it is. We are now at just over a ½ inch, I think, to get this done, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen before the end of the live stream. Woot. That means I basically did 3 drawing out of these things. I have no doubt that that's quite possible. There's a lot of bad stuff that folks can experience from not taking proper precautions. And for a time, I'm sure, proper precautions weren't something a lot of folks knew how to take. So I'm going to do something real quick here because my camera's starting to act up, and I don't know if it's the camera or if it's the HDMI converter. Oh, I lied. Not getting it done by the end of this live stream, because that's, oh no, I got 5 minutes. Perfect. So now let's go back over here to properties, sources, properties. There we go. No, I didn't get a new mic, but I did change the balance on it, so that probably made a sense. I didn't realize I'd been cracking before. How big is your hey button there, Kevin? Don't use the thumb, Jack. You don't have it to use right now. All right, let's see. Did we do it? Did we do it? And I say we because all you folks in here inspire me. Not yet, so let's put it back in the fire. Make that happen. $110. There you go. Now you're not dumb enough to try. Yeah, I hear you. The doc told me I can pick up anything I want, just don't twist when I'm doing it. That's where twist and shout comes in. You twist and then you shout because you slip a disc. Needs to come thinner right through there. I will continue working on this next week, but in between this week and next week, I'll probably do the fourth leg and start working on the scrolls so I can capture what that's going to look like. And then I'll come back on here and do some scrolls with you all. Maybe do part of the joinery. Let's see, where are we at? There we are. Oh yeah, we're good. Maybe too long now, but it's got a nice transition, nice taper. I feel real good about it. Real good. As in, turn off the forge good. Ah, there we go. I can listen to the world again instead of the forge. That is the one downside of using a gas forge. I might even do the next leg in the wood fire forge, the coal forge, just so I have the ambiance for the static content I'll create from this. But before I sign off, as there's a new person or two in the chat today, or people that I haven't necessarily given my challenge to, this is not a religious channel. There's no religion in my bones. But I've studied a lot of philosophies, and this is a bit of a philosophy channel. I don't talk about a lot of philosophy. I like to be here blacksmithing and gabbing just about generally anything. But there's one bit of philosophy that I issue as a challenge to everybody. And the philosophy is pretty simple. You know, you really, there's a lot of times you don't get out of the world what you put into it. That's true. But you have a better chance of getting what you put in, getting out of the world what you put into it. As in, you put out bad vibes, there's better chance than not that you're going to get some bad vibes back. So first thing I say is, be love. Put love out into the world. There's a lot of reasons to hate. I get it. There's a lot of reasons to struggle to put love out into the world. I get that too. But my challenge is put love out in the world. That way, there's a better chance that it'll come back to all of us. So put love out in the world, and then be a light, right? It goes hand in hand. Be a light. Don't be part of the darkness that is out there. So, when I say it every live stream at the end, it's a challenge. It is not just a nice thing to say. My challenge to you is, as always, love and light. Catch y'all next week.